In next few hours, most of us will go and celebrate the 4th of July. However, I should warn you actually. You may wonder why I say that on the 4th of July. But it's better actually to consider the past, the present, and the future of our nation and see what is going on and what kind of dark future is awaiting us. Probably you know that the most important thing on the 4th of July of 1776 that happened, it was reaching a decision. The greatest decision of all time, as far as any American citizen is concerned, was reached in Philadelphia on July 4, 1776, when 56 men signed their names to a document they well knew would bring freedom to all Americans, would bring freedom to all Americans, or leave everyone of the 56 hanging from a gallows. This quote is from Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich. After 1776, after the independence of the United States, after the birth of this great nation, we had over 2 centuries prosperity. Except a few things happened on the way, but generally we were prospering. However, we need to see the United States of America in the present time, in the present moment. We need to think about it, where we are right now. How do we do financially? How do we do on the freedom? How do we do in our leadership role in the world? And think to yourself, ask yourself, how do you see the future of the United States of America and the future of the world? Is our civilization and our empire really falling? What is the average age of an empire? Per experts, 250 years. If you add 250 to 1776, we come up with 2026. And now I want you to carefully listen to this short video from Ray Dalio. This is a cut of a 45 minutes video. This is 21 seconds.
And the strength of the empire begins to decline. The decline comes from internal economic weakness together with internal fighting, or costly external fighting, or both. Typically, the decline comes gradually and then very suddenly.
And now, we are facing a reality of declining of our nation and rising another empire. Which one? China? Really? What is a big difference between this cycle of falling one empire and rising another one? Just deeply think about it. Think about a dictatorship that want to take control of the world. If you don't believe it, just go ahead and study about One Belt, One Road. Take a close look to this One Belt, One Road, that China want to take over the commerce of all Asia, Europe, and Africa. And then pay attention to the regional comprehensive economic partnership and pay a close attention to the countries they are in this agreement. And if you consider the neo-colonialism in Africa by China and take a look at the amount of debts the African countries owe China, then you know what is going on in the world. And now ask yourself how the future will look like. Please think about it deeply. Think about the difference between the falling of one empire and rising another one, this time, and compare it with the previous ones that has happened from the beginning of the history. But pay attention to this time, this cycle that is happening now. This is not in next few hundred years. This is happening now. And imagine the world is controlled by a dictatorship, by a communist dictatorship, who is supporting all other dictators in the world, including the religious dictatorships in Afghanistan, in Iran, in Turkey, and other countries. And now, imagine the future of yourself, of your children, and the children of your children, and reach a decision right now what we must do to interrupt this cycle. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible if we reach a decision right now, if we act upon it right now. What we should do, what we must do, is realizing the threat and the dark future of ourselves, of our nation, and the dark future of the world. And we have to reunite. We must reunite regardless of the political views or any other differences. We have to educate our public, our children, our people about what is going on in the world right now, about the falling of our greatest empire and rising a tyrant, a dictatorship empire in the world that makes the world as dark as possible. If you're thinking about the Third World War, if you're thinking about the silence of the world because the amount of ammunition, especially the nuclear bombs we have in the world, and especially using the high technology, the most powerful computer that is existed in China right now, and about the 5G and the 6G in near future, and the interruption that this dictatorship can make in the world, in any aspect, in any industry in the world, and come up with imagination to see what will happen in near future. So we have to demand and urge our political leaders, our political parties, and the lawmakers to pay serious attention to this subject. Instead of internal war, instead of fighting each other, instead of fighting against our nation, fighting against ourselves, our members of our communities, our societies, we need to come up with a big decision, with a big plan, and change the course of this declining of our nation. And we have to shift the mindset and educate everyone, from the leaders to the children, to earn more, spend less, and save more. Probably you know, and most likely you know, we are deeply in debt as a nation. And this spending culture has destroyed our economy and is destroying our entire nation, and is destroying our freedom, and is changing the world to go from a prosperous world to a dark and poor world. So, if you want a bright future for yourself and the next generations, if you want a bright future for your children and the children of your children, please pay attention to these. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our Leadership Impact channel on social media, especially on YouTube and Facebook and other social media like LinkedIn and others. Please pay close attention. Please think deeply about what is going on in the world right now. We can, if we want to, if we reach a big decision today on the 4th of July of 2022 and in the near future, to reunite, to get back to our roots, we can interrupt this cycle. We can change the course of going to a darkness to go to a brightness, to have a bright world in the future, instead of handing the world to a dictatorship like China. We can go back to our freedom. We can prosper again. We can have a better economy. We can have a better future. We can have a bright future. But we need to reunite, regardless of any differences, regardless of any political views, regardless of any other differences, religious-wise or anything else. We need to think about our future. We need to think about our world and the freedom of all the people of the world. This is not about the people in China. This is about the regime in China. This is about the government. This is about the dictatorship in China. Chinese people are human like us. They are our friend. As a matter of fact, I have several Chinese friends. They are very good people. And we are talking about the future of people of the world. So this is not about Chinese people. This is about preventing a dictatorship from getting in power and rising as an empire. Thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead, share this video as much as you can with anyone you know. And we need to bring the attention of our leaders to this serious subject. I will be with you on Leadership Impact channel frequently for next few years. I know economically we are declining and it affects any aspect of our life. and we need to go and prepare for this severe winter all together. And I'll be with you both on my Leadership Impact channel and on my Real Estate channel. And I guide you as far as I can, and we can talk to experts, talk to those people who are worried about the future of our nation, about the future of our freedom, about the future of the world, about the future of the people in the world. Thank you again, and happy 4th of July. And I deeply believe we can make our 4th of July every year happier than the year before if we come together and reach a big decision to reunite again for the greatest good of our nation and for the greatest good of our people in the world. Thank you.